We're live.
We are live on pre-Halloween.
Let's give it one big aloha to everybody online.
Aloha!
Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, where we practice the science of mind and spirit, an ancient philosophy, really, that encompasses love. That's what it encompasses, is love. We are love. We are the divine. We are expressing that love right here and right now together. We come here together to remember that we are that divine presence, that the energy of source, and that as we use our minds from that place, our lives unfold in such perfect order, no matter what we are going through, and I am a testament to that. So I am grateful to be here today to remember that and to enjoy with all of us here. Yes.
Yes, and if you're wondering what all of that commotion is back there, that is because CSL Kauai is now CSL Kauai Bar and Grill. 9 a.m., and that's what we heard. I'm kidding. I'm kidding about the bar, but the grill, we're in. Okay, so who's here for the very first time and is scared? No, who's here for the very first time? Definitely. Anyone else have a little something on? No. Okay, well, we definitely, hey. So we have, I tell you what we'll do. We'll get everybody settled on in, and then we'll continue.
Oh, just
Come
continue.
on in. There's Mary. There's Marion and Glenn. And I'm Miss Nancy, and I see my friends that are watching on there. I actually see Anna Leah Russell. I said I would blow you a kiss today. There you go. So welcome. If you're here for the very first time, this is how it usually always is, minus the costumes. But we have something that we would like to tell you that we found out about you, and especially these two came in. Let's let them know what we know about them, shall we?
You are magnificent.
And I bet you're wondering to yourself, how in the world did we know that? Well, we knew that anyway, Reverend Nicole. We knew that about you, but we found that out about ourselves first, and then we were able to see it in you. So it's like this incredible mirroring type effect. So put your hands on your heart if you just want to just take a moment to just remember who you are. We can say it together. I am magnificent, shall we? I am magnificent. And if you wonder what that sound is of crying and what about me, that's coming from our video up there, our live stream. They're saying, what about me? What about me? Aren't I magnificent? Yeah, of course they are. So let's let them know. You are magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look. Just make sure you let somebody know that you're magnificent. You're magnificent. You're magnificent. You're magnificent. You're
all right,
magnificent.
we have an opening song with Kyle and Louise.
Kyle Event. Oh, you two are definitely magnificent.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this weight is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Come on, get on your feet. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Right here, right now in this moment, as I stand on holy ground, I know and I claim that power, that presence that I call God, that I call spirit, that I call source is right here where I am. And right here, where each and every one of us is in our own individual way. And we bring that spirit, that life force, that energy here today to this service, to this time together. And we express it in its highest and best way. And I know that we are moved by the Spirit as we meet here, as we sing, as we talk, as we have fun on Halloween. It's a wonderful, amazing expression of creativity. And that's what Spirit is, the creative force. So I just bless this time together. I give thanks for it, and I just release my word as law as we affirm together. And so it is.
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. Trouble it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Thank you, Kyle and Louise. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh, doesn't he look great today? Do you remember our cool and slick Kyle on Sundays? There it is. He's not afraid of anything. And his ghouling man right next to him.
All right. So now that we are all energized and hyped up, we're going to have Peggy. I keep calling you Reverend Peggy today. That must be something in the future.
Is there something we don't know?
Peggy is our practitioner. Peggy,
want me to light it?
Peggy Price back from her Price. Oh, boy. Whoa. Peggy Jerry. I know, I got to ground
You'll
myself.
understand in our message today.
You know what's funny? Because I have to ground myself from all that excitement. Peggy Jerry, I know who you are. Take us away.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome home, honey.
What a wonderful Sunday this is. I'm so inspired. All the alter egos have come out. I do have an affirmation to begin with, and then we'll go into a meditation. So let this inspire you today. My curiosity opens me up to unlimited possibilities. And I'll have you repeat that twice with me again. My curiosity opens me up to unlimited possibilities. My curiosity opens me up to unlimited possibilities. Enjoy your time. I know there is a presence, an energy, a power that moves and breathes through the entire universe. It is the power of spirit and action. It is divine intelligence and universal consciousness and love. It is the source of all that is. It is spirit in action, manifesting and creating all of life through everyone, everything, everywhere, all the time. And that power, that energy is in me, as me, all around me, creating my reality through my thought and my words and my actions and my intentions, always for my highest good. And because I know that's true for me, I know that's true for each and every one here in this room, online, throughout the universe. That is goodness and grace is unfolding in life in every way, in every day. There is only health, because that is perfect health, because that is all that spirit knows. It's complete balance, health physically and health mentally, and also that there is creativity. There's no limitations. As with our curiosities that we look at, we look beyond what we think we see, and we see the spirit with it and the energy within each and every person in each and every situation. There's goodness and grace, because this is the place of God. This is the place of spirit. This is the place of the energy, perfection and balance, peace and harmony. And there is relationships, the law of circulation, what goes out comes back, supportive, loving relationships and abundance in finances and in energy and motivation, in curiosity, looking beyond what is obvious and looking for the goodness and the beauty within everything. I am so grateful for this moment, my CSL home here in Kauai. I'm so grateful for the belongingness of each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for the knowingness that moves and directs each and every day, each and every moment of life. I am so grateful for this day as I release my word as law, knowing it is done, knowing it is perfect, knowing it is good, as we affirm together. And so it is.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks on my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Thank you, Kyle. That
Thank
was
you.
beautiful. Thank you, Peggy. Jerry, that was beautiful.
Thank you, Jerry. We're glad to have Peggy back because a couple of things that before she left, she became a grandmother. And he is just absolutely beautiful.
Yes, for sure.
And then she did a little traveling. So it's really nice to have you back. It felt like a long time, but I'm sure for you it was a couple of blinks.
So this is the time we have some fun getting to know some of our members of CSL Kauai and people that come here. Yes. And we call it In the Spotlight. And today, this beautiful lady who sits in the front row every week, pretty
Front
much,
and center.
front and center, Gabriella Taylor has decided that it's okay for her to be in the spotlight. She said yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So go ahead. You want to say something?
I'm going to.
It's the interview section, but she's going to
Yeah,
start
you're
out.
going to start out. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I would just like to say that I discovered CSL about 2 years ago. And there's so many gifts that I have received as a result of that. One major, major gift is that I always criticize my parents. I mean, year after year after year, looking back at their dad, I'm still going, oh God, look what they did. Yeah. Suddenly that all shifted because CSL has inspired me to look at the positive things that they gave me. So I dropped all that negativity and just went, wow, they gave me this freedom. They gave me all these experiences. They gave me, a lot of, we moved around a lot because my father got transferred. They gave me the ability to open myself up to new people and new places and be appreciative of everything. And many, many other things related to that.
That's a
That's
biggie.
beautiful.
That's a biggie to be able to
I know
forgive,
that's
right?
a big one for you because I remember
Huge.
you in class talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, about your parents. So, wow. That just happened too, right? Just recently?
Yeah, well, just in the last year, I'd
Okay.
say something. I've been here 2 years, I think. Something like that.
Seems
Who
like
knows?
it's longer,
But
but-
anyway.
In a good way. In a good way, Gabriella.
But I love it. I love it. I love the humor. I mean, the fact that you can come to quote unquote church and be laughing a lot. That is amazing to me.
One thing I did want to say, on Wednesday, we have a thing called Wisdom Wednesday, and that's and chocolate, by the way, if you like chocolate. And we just gather for an hour and sit in a circle, and I just wanted to Gabriella is so tuned into nature. That's your big, right? And so I was saying during the circle, when you talk about what you do in the mornings, when you take your ride, and when you're at the ocean, it's life transforming when I observe that in you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Because it's a big thing for you, right? Nature.
It's huge. And being on Kauai, again, I'm so appreciative of living in this paradise with all of this incredible nature that every day, I ride my bike out on the paths. I stop, I meditate, I look at the ocean. The ocean just brings in all this wave of appreciation and thankfulness and happiness and, just all those fish there. All those sharks. I love the sharks. I love them. But I would say that, living on Kauai has been just such a great, great door opening for me. And the people were wonderful. I mean, coming to CSL, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
And this fits in with it, the kind of service that we experience here is so beautiful and so open. And, the fact that we can all laugh. How many times did you laugh in church before when you
Not a whole bunch, right?
No. So,
I'm so glad that we can bring that.
And you bring so many gifts
you
to us,
do.
too. Just
Thank
being
you.
there. And every time I see you and I'm with you and you talk about the ocean, I just feel so filled up. So thank you. You talk about
Yes.
nature.
and we have to protect it. I'm just putting in the PS here.
Okay.
I'm an
Well, look.
environmental activist. We
That's
need to
right.
take care. We're the guardians
Yes.
of
Yes, we are.
nature.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you. Yay, Gabriella, right? All right, so I believe Kyle has a new song for us that he gave me yesterday, and I thought
Kyle,
it was
it's
pretty
just
cool.
Looking at the two of you, it's just it's very different.
take
There's
a picture.
pictures of him in other costumes.
I'm so grateful, so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful, so grateful. It's been ages that I'm standing steady, looking at the heavens, screaming, oh my God, damn, what is this? I'm busy counting on my blessings instead of complaining, cause you're making everything nice. The universe works in my favor, did a lot for me, so I'm grateful. Despite all my shortcomings, Lord, you're faithful. More reasons to say that I am whole. The universe works in my favor. You did a lot for me, so I'm grateful. Despite all my shortcomings, Lord, you're faithful. More reasons to say that I am whole. Yes, I'm grateful. Oh, so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. Oh, so grateful. So grateful. I don't need another person telling me the laws of attraction are nothing but both. I don't need another person telling me the laws of God are nothing at all. I see there are laws governing men and there are gods governing plan. Positive and negative thoughts conquering men. As a man thinks, so is he. Stop doubting like the Pharisee now. You see that everything you think will come to pass. So just relax now. Prophesy and she'll listen. Be intentional with everything you want. She wouldn't miss it. Focus on gratitude and then your self-talk is what you say to yourself. Build your network. The universe works in my favor. I've learned that gratitude's a lot of spice and flavor. Everything I do, I learn just when to say no. God be my healer, Holy Spirit, we reveal it. Yes, I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. what is this? And I'm busy counting all my blessings instead of complaining. You're making everything nice. The universe works in my favor. It's a lot for me, so I'm grateful. Despite all my shortcomings, Lord, you're faithful. More reasons that I must say that I am holy. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. The universe works in my favor. Did a lot for me, so I'm grateful. Despite all my shortcomings, Lord, you're faithful. No reasons that I can say that I am whole. Yeah. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. It's in my favor.
Great song, right?
Ah.
Who wrote that song, Kyle?
His name is Eric Spix. S-P-I-X.
Okay. That was great, right? And I liked your rendition of it. I did. Ah. What a day. What a week. It's been quite interesting. All right, so our talk title today is S.C.A.M. And this all started when, well, as you all know, Patrick and I are manifesting, looking, and seeking. Perfect that we're gypsies for a new home. Because we have to vacate the one we're in by November 30th. So if you hear of anything, please let us know. But it's so funny because when we would go on Craigslist, we see these perfect homes, and then we realize that they were scams. And I won't go into the details of it, but it's just like really interesting. So be careful when you go on Craigslist because they ask you for your money, and then they say when you see the house, if you don't like it, they'll give it back. And I was like, okay. I know, what a deal, right? So with that being said, we came up with another way to express S.C.A.M. And we said, well, S.C.A.M is this. It's spirit can always manifest. If you want to say source can always manifest, that's the S.C.A.M I choose to embody. And it's interesting because I was listening to Esther Hicks today. She was doing an interview with someone, and she said something about being in the grid. When you're in the grid, then you're ready to manifest. Like if you're not in the grid, you know it. Like, and I would call that embodiment. Ernest Holmes would call it embodiment, or I would call it, like, I go the click, when the click sets in, and she's calling it the grid. That you're in the grid, then you know when you're walking to whatever you're walking to, you're coming from that place and you're actually in the zone, in the grid. And so that is an interesting thing for me. And I know as a minister, we're supposed to get up here and tell you that, you know, I'm always in the grid, but I'm not always in the grid. But what I have that maybe that others might struggle with is the tools to get back in the grid. And that would be the spiritual mind treatment or my meditations that I've been doing every morning and throughout the day and all of that. So when you have tools, you don't have to walk around saying, oh, everything's good and I'm a, you know, all of that stuff. You can still be honest. I can still be honest because I know that Patrick and our ministry has been about our authenticity and taking you through our processes with us. And because we have things to share that are really powerful when we go through stuff. And that's why I always say to all of you that when you're going through something, isn't the time not to come here. It's not the time not to be around people. It's not the time to just drop and say, you know what, I just can't deal with it today. I mean, it's okay, but a lot of times it's just stepping in and actually allowing other people to embrace you. And I feel so embraced by this community as we're going through this process. I cannot tell you how many people are treating for us, praying for us, looking for us. I feel so like cradled in love, and it's such a wonderful, amazing thing. And I love that song you sang, Kyle, because it's true. The universe is always working in my favor. And that's what I've lived by since I came to this teaching, you know, in 1998. that's what I came to understand, is that the universe is always working in my favor, no matter what it looks like. There is something always unfolding, and it's going to unfold in the perfect time. And if it's not unfolding right away, it just means there's something else I need to know, something else I need to embody. I need to get back into the grid, however I want to express it, and move with it. And it takes a lot of trust and faith, right? There's a lot of us out here that are going through challenges right now, whether they be financial, health, many things. And it takes a lot of trust and faith. And trust and faith is where it's at, and the tools, using the tools. So we talked about this at Wisdom Wednesday, and this is one of the things that I really just resonates with me. It's called emergent evolution. And it's a definition that Ernest Holmes gives it, is that it's, and if you don't know who Ernest Holmes is, he is the person that synthesized this philosophy called the science of mind and spirit. He's the founder of religious science. He is the guy. He's not around. He's written 26 books, and we do call him Dr. Ernest Holmes. Anyway, he defined emergent evolution as the type of evolution that takes place from the necessity of the condition. It's a type of evolution that takes place from the necessity of the condition. That means if there's something going on in your life, you're needing to evolve, and you can evolve because everything is there for you to evolve into whatever is that condition that you're meeting. So I rely on that. I go, yeah, okay, when I'm up against something, like yesterday I found out that our tires were, I don't know how they got bald without us knowing them. so craziest thing. I was like, how did this happen? And just to show how protected we are, we drove to Waimea Canyon, to the top of Waimea Canyon with my daughter and her boyfriend this week, and wow. Okay, so the universe is always conspiring in my favor. Anyway, so I found this out, and so trying to figure out how to get tires on the island of Kauai is not always the perfectly easiest thing to do. I mean, when you're, I'm not automobile savvy. Anyway, so I went to Costco because I can trust Costco. That's the way I feel. And so I waited online. I got this girl, and she just took care of me. It was like so amazing. She had a line behind me, and she said, well, I said, what kind of tires? And I had forgotten to bring the paper. She goes, let me just walk out to your car with you. Now, I probably was helping her out too, because maybe she needed a break, but she left the rest of the line and walked all the way across the parking lot with me to my car to make sure that she had the right tire. Then she said, I can't find it right now, but, and I was treating the whole time, she said, but I'm gonna call you back. She said, as soon as I find it, because I know they're back there, it says here. So she called me back, like I went already home, and she actually called me and let me know she had the tires. Now, I don't know about you, but that's going far beyond service. And that's, I think what happens is, Patrick and I were at Costco the other day, and we heard this man complaining, like he was complaining, like really strongly complaining about the watermelons. I mean, he was verbal. He was verbal. I mean, he was screaming about it to us. And I turned to Patrick, I said, that's what we sound like when we complain. And I said, it's so ugly to be in that space of complaining. And so I said, I don't want to do that anymore. And what also happens, to go back to the car thing, is that when you're in that mode, you can't manifest anything. You can't get people to come and help you or whatever you need in the moment if you're in that space. So I think that is really powerful, and I'm glad that gentleman was there to show me what I sound like when I'm complaining, because take my word, I have complained at times. So yeah, that was powerful. So emergent evolution, and it's interesting because we're so powerful. They say we only use 10% of our brains or whatever that is, and the only reason that's true is because we are not fully using our power. And so if we were fully using our power, our brains would probably expand even more, right? Which they are now. They're showing that through meditation and all these things, we get to live from that place in a higher way. But I read about the hidden Hercules, or hysterical strength. I thought it was like a legend, but it is true. Like, talk about emergent evolution or using all our power. When a woman, it's like the documented one I found, there was a bunch of them, but 2012, this lady, Lauren, 22, lifted the car off a BMW off her dad when it had toppled off a jack. And there's a lot of other things. You know the story you hear about if your child is under the car, you could lift it, and it's called Herculean strength or hysterical strength. That spirit meeting the condition and you're in a mode where you have no choice and you call it up. You don't even, it's automatic. So if we can get to that place in our life to have that kind of strength and faith, it'll be automatic. We'll manifest automatically when we are that aligned like that. And I believe that that's where we're going as a species, that we're evolving. And the more we can trust the inner life that we have, and the more we can trust the power and the presence of spirit and get out of our conditions, not say they're not there, but turn away from them and actually go to a higher place. So Ernest Holmes wrote this, and I love this. I have two of them, but I'm going to pick which one I want to read. They're all great. I might end up reading the other one, but I don't have too much more time. So he says, the universe is inexhaustible. It is limitless. It knows no bounds and has no confines. We are not depending on a reed shaken by the wind, but the principle of life itself for all that we have ever and shall ever need. It is not some power or some great power. It is all power. And he wrote that in caps. It is all power. All we have to do is believe, never wavering, no matter what happens. As we do this, we shall find, this is the part I love, that things are steadily coming our way, and that they are coming without that awful effort which destroys the peace of mind of the majority of the race. We know that there can be no failure in God's mind, and this is the mind. And this mind is the power on which we are depending. So that's huge, and that's true. And quantum science now is proving what Ernest Holmes knew back then, that our mind is that powerful, and that when we align ourselves with that part of ourselves, that's powerful. There's nothing that can stand in the way of anything. But the beautiful thing is that we're on a journey, and it's an eternal journey, and we have plenty of time to get it. We'd like to get it right now, all the time, and sometimes we do, and sometimes we struggle. But as long as we keep trying, and as long as we keep our foot on the gas pedal, moving along, and allowing spirit to guide our way, then we're going to be all right. We're always going to be all right. So I want to sing a song for you, because this song means a lot to me right now. And I've sung it before here, but it just came to me this week, and I just want to sing it. You'll see why. Do you have it? You have to press it with like where the play button is. You need me to I can do it. There it is. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I were home. I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall trees bend into meaning. Suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the sea. Makes it all clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It would sure be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. I can just have time to a slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time, be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly the world's gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have felt my mind spun around in space, but I've watched it growing. If you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe the things we see. Should we run away, or should we try to stay? Or is it better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world may be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love, so it's real, real to me. And I know that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love like yours and mine, like home. Thank you. So funny when I was singing, did you hear it? The speaker just kept going, I think it was God talking. God talking. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Reverend Patrick.
That was from. Am I on? Yeah. That was from The Wiz, in case you were wondering. I love The Wiz. So it wouldn't be traditional if I didn't tell my Halloween favorite story to start us out. As many of you know, I went to Catholic school for the first 8 years of my life. Altar boy, the whole kit and caboodle. And Halloween was different at our school because we weren't allowed to come in anything but angels and St. Joseph and all the angels. And so, sheets were very popular during that time. So I loved it, but I forgot what I went as. It was just so boring for me because then, not that it couldn't be worse, we had to walk around the street that the school was on in a complete circle so that the public school across the street could see us. And they had lots of things to say at recess. And I will not repeat them because they're still scars. But here's the thing. So we walked around, and I just went back to my 50th reunion with these kids, so it was really a trip. But anyway, we had this kid, Mark, who was my favorite. If you've heard this before, doesn't matter, it's still going to be funny. But his name was Mark, and so our only rule was we could only come in something from the Bible. So Mark was always late. His parents dropped him off, and the door flung open. I can still remember Sister Mary Ruth. She was just ready, and he flung the door open, and he jumped in. He went, "Hi, everybody!" And he had his tail, his demon tail. He came as the devil. And you could still see her shaking and pulling poor Mark out of that door, down the hall, and all you could hear was, "It's in the Bible!" Mark will always get the traditional story. Oh, boy. So, if you just see his little face, though. He wasn't there at the reunion, but his little face and the tail that was going and the shock of the nun's face. It was pure joy to us that were in the room. So my question today, as all of you know, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. And that's all I have been doing all week, is practicing this beautiful philosophy and walking my talk. And I am pooped. I'm exhausted from it all. But what happened was, I want to just say something about the scam thing. What was really interesting is I had this, and if you're in a really negative mood and I'm talking to you, it's probably not going to thrill you at all because it was too positive even for me to some degree. But I was looking at it and I thought, these scams, well, first of all, the property was exactly what was in my mind of manifestation. It just wasn't real. But it wasn't real there. But it was real in my mind and continues to be so. And I was just thinking, I didn't take any of it personally, which is back to, right? Don Miguel Luis, he says, what does he say? Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And that is something that has to be reminded all the time. Especially when you're, looking for home. I mean, I went through my mother with you too, and that was 3 years. So now you're just going to have to go for 30 days with the home thing. But I feel it's important not to see how you can go beyond victimization. And how you can go. Nobody woke up in any morning, anyone on the island, and said, I got a great idea. Let's make Rita and Patrick suffer and take their house away from. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. Even though I felt it at times that somebody did that. And so I am in this wonderful, wonderful state of, wow, what is this all about? Curiosity. I got real curious, almost like a little boy on a treasure hunt. Where's my house? Come out, wherever you are. Because we know it's here. It can't be built in 30 days. We know it actually exists on the island. And so what has been the most difficult is how do you tell everybody that you're looking and then try to be sparing of the opinions that they're going to give you? And that's usually, actually, it's not, because I was vibrating at a frequency that people were really saying how possible and how great it is. And they weren't in that space of saying, as you've all heard, oh my God, Kauai, there's nowhere to live. And here's the thing, I like Kauai because it's so transitional. People are coming and going daily. And that means they're coming to houses, leaving houses. So that part of me feels good, but there's still the part of us. And that's what I want to talk about. This morning I woke up at 3:15, and I was having what some people call in the psychological world is I was having a little panic attack. Well, I wasn't flinging in the bed, and Rita wasn't like, it wasn't quite that. But I woke up, and I remember, the thought, it's like, oh, it's Sunday. Oh my God, I don't have a house. I have to find a house. And that was the little boy, and this is what happened. I went into Ho'oponopono, and I just kept saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. I thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just kept doing it. And I was really cradling that little boy, because the little boy woke up and was scared. What if I don't have a house? Hey, Dad, this is big stuff, man. That's how I talk to my inner child, by the way. And I was really with him, and I said, what do you need? Rita's sleeping. What do you need? What do you need? Are you scared? A little bit. 30 days, 31 days. It's like that little boy inside going, Dad. And this is what I did. I took him on a little fun journey. Because the saber-toothed tiger was chasing him. You know what that is? That's that stuff that we were created with at first to be able to run from that saber-toothed tiger, not to be eaten. And you think, oh, well, this isn't anything to do with the saber-toothed tiger. That's not true. This feels just like a saber-toothed tiger to that little part and that little boy that is scared. So what I did was I said, let's do something different. And I tuned into intuition and said, turn around. let's face that saber-toothed tiger. Let's turn around and really look at it. And it had teeth, man. And this isn't even a dream. I was telling Rita, this was my mind's eye. And those teeth were big, and it was coming at me, and I just stood there. I went, in my spiritual, I was like, holy shit. It's coming at me. And I said, don't worry, I got you, man. I got you. Got that little part of me. And I just stood there and said, I'm not afraid of you. What? And then there was this moment that the saber-toothed tiger said, I never meant to scare you. I was like, wow. And all the time, Rita's sleeping through this incredible experience I'm having. And then I laid down next to him, and I could see a little blonde boy laying next to this saber-toothed tiger. And the tiger went like this, and I remember thinking, uh-oh, what if this is one of those things where you're gone and then they go, well, he couldn't help it, he had instinct as an animal. I'm going, I don't want to think that. Put his hand there. I felt him, and it was so strong and protective. And I just went to sleep for about another 10 minutes before the alarm goes off, because we get up at 4. But I really want you to feel that with me, because that's just not my experience. And then I got very curious, because this wasn't even about what I was going to talk about today, but it's really important. I need a little water, because the saber-toothed tiger is running through everything that we're doing at times. It's not just in the big traumas. I love what this gentleman was saying. The saber-toothed tiger, fear of being threatened. Have you ever felt that? Yeah. Unlike the animal kingdom, humans allow the minds to consciously conjure up stress in the form of worrying thoughts. The saber-toothed tiger is not probably doing that. He's chasing you because you're there, and you have to run a little faster. And what really went deeper on this elevator journey of the saber-toothed tiger, because when we're in that state, we shut off our immune system so that all of our muscles and everything can outrun the thing that's chasing us. And those are the things in our minds as well. I'm thinking, wow, because when you shut it off, that's why I said during COVID, that was too long to be scared. That was too long to be chased by a saber-toothed tiger, because your body is shutting down. So it makes complete sense that you would get COVID, or you'd get any other kind of thing, because your body is shutting down so that it can run. And for a couple of hours, it ain't so bad. But, you try that for a couple of years, and we're a friggin' mess here. What? No, I'm kidding. We were able to do that. But it says, one of the problems for us as humans lies often in our inability to fight or flee. So what happens is, our society has told us it is not okay to be afraid. Our society sometimes tells us that it's not okay to run and then enter shame. So you just keep it completely. I'm not afraid. It's fine. I just got to find a house, man. It's no biggie. Nothing's really going on in here, until you're not looking. And I just went, wow. And I just kept going deeper. And then dis-ease started to make sense to me in a really powerful way, because if we're shutting off our immune system that's protecting us, then we can get sick. And that's okay, but as long as we're knowing that. And I started getting really excited. You know why I was getting excited? Because I became aware. I laid down with the saber-toothed tiger. And it was worth it. If he had decided in that moment to eat me, I was okay with it. Because the fear is so much worse than the made-up stuff we're doing in our minds half the time anyway. It says, while it may not be a vicious saber-toothed tiger licking its chops and chasing you for the kill, there are many figurative saber-toothed tigers looming in your mind. And that can be anything, from health to finances, to anything, to what somebody said about you that now triggered you, and all of those things. My immune system had been in an off, it says, this gentleman was saying, my immune system had been in the off position in hibernation far too long. And when he realized that, he started to heal. Because we're not taught that it's okay to say, I'm scared. I'm a little uneasy now. The unknown is making me a little uncomfortable. And then we can go into the beautifulness of going, but I'm spirit. I've got everything I need. I've got everything that I need. And humor, thank God for humor this last week. Oh my God, not everybody enjoyed it, but I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed it because I started to laugh at myself. I was getting all serious, you know? And I stayed out of victimization, which is fine, because that would not serve me at all. Nobody's out to get you. It may appear that way at times. Nobody's out to get you. The universe is what, Kyle? Is on your side, right? Did I wake you up? I was just curious. You're all in your nightie and everything. So let's talk about how you actually liberate yourself from it. You wolf. The first step, this is what this gentleman said. Oh, Kyle. The first step I had to take was to liberate my consciousness of those destructive thought forms that had enslaved my mind. Once unshackled from them, I began seeing with clarity how destructive they've been. So this is not about let's beat ourselves up. Aren't you bored of that by now? To go, there's nothing worse than being in a spiritual belief system that says we have right within us the power, and then go, I don't know why I haven't been using it. No, it's saying, no, I have this power that I haven't been using it. And then what's the key? Use it. Right. Trust it. Trust it. Oh my goodness. Mark Twain once wrote, I've had 1,000 problems in my life. Most of them never actually happened. God, we're making it all up, people. So that's what I'm saying. I'm making it up this month about our home. I might as well make it up to the top. Where people are going, yeah, well, I would take the first thing you get. And I'm thinking, oh, come here. 9 a.m. Sundays. Come on down. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. And people reached out. We were over at the nail place. Yes, I do get pedicures, but that's another. And this woman came out, she heard us talking, which I kind of did deliberately. You know how you go, yeah, we're looking for a house. Hey, Joe. And then she went, really, what kind of house? You know, da-da-da-da-da. She goes, I'm going to look for you. Give me your card. I'm going to actually go out and look for you. And you could see in her eye going, if I can pull this one off, I'm good. I don't know them, but I'm going to get them a house. So, and nobody's going to get anybody a house. The home is where Rita's talking about, right here in our hearts. When we started this center, going on 10 years, the perfect 10, wow. We had no idea where it was. No idea. And look where we are today. Ready for another even change with it. I have a new love in my life. Ralph Waldo Trine, I have to say, I have forgotten about him, but he's in that new thought world of, born in 1866, I even know his birthday, isn't that something? And he passed away and left and transitioned in my 1958 when I came, so who knows who I might be? Just saying. I know Ernest Holmes didn't believe that much in past life stuff, but hey, he said if you're still doing the same thing, 100 years from now, then There you go. So Ralph Waldo Trine, I just listened to him off of Eric Butterworth, and he just resonated because he was tough love. I love that. Tough love, you know what I mean? It's like, you have the power. Yeah, but I just want, no. I don't think you heard me the first time. You have power that can do anything you want. So he says, so you take these thoughts that we're working with. He says, then take the thought that you can. Take it merely as a seed thought. Sound familiar? Take it merely as a seed thought. If need be, plant it in your consciousness. Tend to it. Cultivate it. And it will gradually reach out and gather strength from all quarters. And this is the part I love. If earnest and faithful, the time will soon come when all the fear will loosen its hold on you. And instead of being embodied of weakness and a creature of circumstance, you will find yourself a tower of strength. A tower of strength and a master of circumstances. A master, what does that mean? Control over something? No. It means you can, no matter what happens to you, no matter what they say to you, no matter where when they ask you to leave, you are a master of how you cradle it and hold it and see even bigger. Because we have a tendency, we have a tendency sometimes that when things happen, we start negotiating. Have anybody ever been there? You're negotiating, you're bargaining. You haven't even started yet. I need a house. Well, if I can't get the one why are we bargaining? Nobody's even asked us anything yet. So I'm a firm believer, and I'm thinking, well, this probably all happened so that I could learn more, because God knows I just need to learn more about this. So we share this with you to let you know something. That no matter how scared I become as a spiritual leader, no matter what happens, I've got this part of me that knows the truth. And sometimes you have to remind me. Sometimes I have to say, like yesterday, Rita, I need some reminders right now. And she says, knock it off. No, she doesn't. No, I say, I need some reminders. Treat, I need to. But the biggest tool that we can use is the saber-toothed tiger that I used to be so afraid of. It was like the boogeyman under the bed, right? There's a boogeyman under the bed. Anybody ever have a boogeyman when they were little? Boogeyman under the bed. And then you turn around and the day comes, right, Zenith? You lift it up. Boo! And miraculously, the boogeyman disappears because he was never there. It was never there. So I'm going to leave you with something from Avatar that we watched on Friday. And wow, just beautiful. But this is what something that they said that I really want to say to you, all of you online. I see you. I see your true essence. I see who you truly, truly are. I respect you. I love you. I honor you. I recognize you. I connect with you. I receive you. You are never, ever, ever alone. Never. You are never alone. I love you. Namaste. Look at this, all emotional on Halloween.
That was beautiful. All right. This is our time of giving back to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, and thank you. 10%, if you don't already know it, of what we receive, we put back out into the world. And we're grateful for all the gifts. We're grateful for the sustenance that vibrates and help Center for Spiritual Living Kauai grow and expand. And we're going to be growing a lot into this 10th year. We're very excited. We've already started looking around to see where we can go next. So thank you for your donations, your tithes. Thank you to everyone online. Thank you to those that do reoccurring tithes. That's very helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's sing.
All that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart. My gratitude goes out to everything near and far, and all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
And I bless the collection today from the center and for all the donations online, knowing that this abundance, this energy, this gift is going to support CSL Kauai and the community and going out into the world, and the release of this energy is awakening, acknowledging the law of giving and receiving, that is all that is being released is coming back. And so it is.
It's all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
We had a wickedly wonderful morning. We did a little curious learning about bats, and we created our own bat. And of course, I just had fun playing with kids, because that's me. Here you go. What did you like?
I liked that we read a book about Dr. Seuss. I learned that bats, that their veins, their veins are special because the blood runs up. It helps the blood run up instead of down when they're hanging upside down.
That is something that we did not know. I did not know that.
Yes, we learned they have special veins, so they don't get dizzy when they hang upside down like we do on monkey bars.
You look like part of a family over there. Mom and Dad look.
So let's give the kids their blessing. We have a few announcements. Is my mic on? 'Cause it's not. It is? Okay. Oh, there it is. All right.
Okay.
So we have a few announcements. This week is Wisdom Wednesday again at 6:30. It's just a time we come together and just talk about some principle of the science of mind and life and bring it into our own lives and just have fun eating chocolate. And it's 6:30 to 7:30 Wednesday nights. No, and then I want Reverend Diane to come on up and talk about her class.
What I love
Talk-
about this before that, Reverend Diane, that you are getting the relationship with money, which is and finances, which is very different than let's go.
Yeah.
I'm a millionaire.
I love
you
the
know.
title too because it's Money Comfort, and he was
Money
talking about the saber-toothed tiger. And we
It's
don't wanna-
about
we don't wanna
financial
feel that.
well-being.
Right.
It's about well-being, not about making more money, not about getting more, not about more. It's about being grateful for what we have and allowing it to grow through the use of the power of Spirit working in and through us. Because everything we need is always right where we are, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's what you guys were talking about today. Right? What we need is right where we are. But there can sometimes be some belief systems, some negative patterns from our past that make us feel like we just can't get there. And that's what we're going to work on together is letting go of that stuff so that we can be comfortable making wealthy decisions for ourselves, so that we can appreciate what we do have in our lives and in our world, and we can come together and support each other in increasing that knowledge that it's all okay, and we're going to be okay, and we always will be okay, because there's a power, a presence, and a love of God that is absolutely supporting us at all times. So, Tuesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. You need to sign up this week because we're starting on Tuesday, and I hope you'll join us here. It will be in the room as well as live streamed. So if you're not able to make one class or you're online and you can't be in the center at all, please consider signing up for the class today so that we can include you in this sense of well-being. Mahalo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for creating that workshop,
Yes.
Reverend Diane.
So we also have a couple of announcements about it's November's Pact. November we have new member November, and that will be on the 20th. We're also doing something wonderful on the 20th. We're having, after 3 years, our Thanksgiving potluck. So we're going to have that on the 20th, which is a day after the telethon. The telethon is on the 19th. And I just wanted to say a couple things about that. We do have 15 seats, which is absolutely new as well. We had none the last two of them, and this is the third annual. We have seats that you can purchase for $500. No, I'm kidding. But we're going
Yeah,
to
if you
only have
want to.
15, and the sign-up is back there. So it's $10 a seat because it's a
Per
fund
hour.
Per hour.
Yeah.
$10 an hour.
No, 'cause
no, I know, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
But anyway, we're doing that because this is a big fundraiser for us. Not only is it which got us through COVID, which is why we always celebrate the telethon, because the idea of the telethon, if it hadn't been for the telethon, I'm not sure, well, we're always provided for, but it would have been a very tight providing, and I will always be blessed, and we're going to continue it on. And this year is also very important because we're sustaining and building our way towards the lease ending, another home leaving in October. So we've been out there kind of checking on that too. It's a big year of change, yeah? So anyway, please tell everyone you know about this telethon. That's what we're really promoting it, because last year we didn't tell enough people out there, and now we're telling people. And last thing on the telethon, the big question is, Patrick, I wanted to do it, but I can't be there. I can't tune in that day because I'm busy on Saturdays. Well, you know we have an answer for everything, do we not? It's called pre-donation. Pre-donation, as simple as that. Somebody just sent in $100. It's going to go to the opening of the event. So in the morning, that's what we'll start with, whatever the pre-donations are. Lots of great talent. Yes.
Have you sent out the flyer as a separate email that will
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
will be sending
Yes.
that. Yes.
And there are
Monday.
postcards in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
yeah.
what you're talking about, so that you can send it to everybody.
Right.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
For the reminder, too. So that's it. We're very excited. Next week's also Wrap with the Revs. And anything else? Anything else
It's
going?
birthday Sunday.
It's birthday Sunday. I want to say a quick Halloween birthday to Sherry Teal. I know you're watching. We want to say happy birthday. And I know there's a lot of birthdays out there. Sue just had a birthday. All the October people, get up.
Yeah, all
Get
the
up.
October.
Get up. October.
Give us a key.
Yeah!
Go
So
for
we're
it,
going to
Todd.
sing a little birthday, and we're going to have a little cake, and yeah.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
October birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, October baby. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Yay. All right, we're ready to close out. Let's do it.
Cake out there. There's cake out there.
Ready?
Not a calorie to it.
Comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles return into their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
All right. Are you ready to take that gratitude train with me? I can't hear you. Now I can. Let's start with Angela and Yana, who's out there saying, greeting you at the door. Peggy Jerry's back in action. Grandma Peggy is back in action. Rob Jones and Giorgio are back there having just the time of their life with that live stream. And next to him over there is Jonathan Lee, our sound director. Woo! Who's this over here to my left? I think it's Kyle and Luis. Should we give it up? Let's see your tail. Let's see your tail, man. You can show the tail. There we go. And we have Leslie, Miss Leslie with the Young Masters program. And in the spotlight, our beautiful Gabriella Taylor. And Roseanne and Christina are back in the bookstore ready to sell you Rita's book and every other book that's back there. And Kiana, woo! Beautiful, beautiful. And Glenn Hedo and Kiana are back there counting the blessings. And Charles Woolfork, who I know is not only a board member, but he popped in with a cake, I believe. So there is something back there for you. And Angela, who's just running around crazy and wonderful and dressed in her beautiful thing. And I want to just say thank you to Rev Rita. Thank you to Rev. And let's say thank you to the saber-toothed tiger that we now know is there to protect us. Protect us, yeah, not to get us, to protect us. And I think that's it. I am so grateful for everyone online. I'm grateful for everyone in this room. And I just say thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing your energy into this incredible space. I let that be so. As together we say, what? And so it is.
Sun, 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 here we come. Sun, 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 here we come. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here we come. Sun, 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 here we come. Sun, 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 here we come.
Woo! Thank you, everyone. Aloha. Happy Halloween.